I'll get some in a minute. During the
I should have put my jersey on, but I like this shirt better.
I didn't even think about it.
It's all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best sports show in Kansas City. This is Any Given Sunday on KUAW Radio, where sports come alive. Join your hosts, the awesome voice, and Coach 24 as they dive into the latest sports news, analysis, and excitement. From the biggest games to the most thrilling moments, they've got it all covered. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an hour of unbeatable sports action. This is Any Given Sunday on KUAW Radio.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Weekend Eve. This is Any Given Sunday on KUAW. And Coach 24, Darwin Penny, my brother with another mother, he transferred from the Dominican Republic to Mexico, and he is doing some more scouting for the Royals. And behind the scenes, running the show, Mr. DJ Scatter, George Walker. Mr. Walker, how are you doing this evening?
We're doing just fine this evening and having a great time.
Absolutely. And we are going a little old school tonight with the Kansas City Panthers. So, yes, we have the Panthers on virtually every week. This time, we are having old school. Now, one of the guys, and we'll explain to it a little bit, but we've got what I considered is the best linebacker trio in adult amateur football history. I'm going to say it just like Coach Webb would say it. So, but I'm going to say it semi-pro football. And we've got Lee Penix and we've got Lashad Bradford. Now, the other guy is Eshawn Tyler, and he could not make it tonight because he did not want to hear the stories we're going to talk about him. No, really, what he is doing, he is, I guess he's coaching football.
Yeah, he's coaching.
And so he has a game tonight. So he was unable to make it. So
you could tell him who's in Eshawn's spot.
Yeah. Oh, and so in Eshawn's spot. Now you can't see it on YouTube on the radio itself, but if you look to my live post, you see the Baltimore Ravens. I know, which is killing every Kansas City Chiefs fan in the area.
See you week 4.
So he's not here. So, but anyway, we're going to have a great show tonight. And I'm Brian Kress, the awesome voice. So, saying this, now I'm going to say this real quick. You played for the Panthers, and now you are coaching.
Yes.
Are you the linebackers coach?
I am the linebackers coach and the assistant defensive coordinator.
That'll work. So, So, and right now, the Kansas City Panthers are the second-ranked team in the league behind the Oklahoma Bears, but they do have a better record than them based on the fact that they have played one more game than the Bears, but still, they're the only two undefeated teams, the Oklahoma Bears and the Kansas City Panthers. Mm-hmm. And they had an impressive 36-6 victory over the Kansas Diamondbacks. And to me, what was even more impressive was the fact that you could have just lit them up like a candle or like a Christmas tree and scored 50, 60, 70 points. But you played well enough to get a big lead and hold it off because it was also a special day.
It was.
So talk about that.
It was. I mean, we were able to host the Special Olympics out there before the game, so we had them warm up with us. They stretched with us and things like that. Then they actually played a little flag football game at halftime. So that was awesome right there. We gave away our old jerseys, so they were able to get our old jerseys and things like that. And then, I got to take pictures with the MVP. Man, she was cold.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, she was cold.
So if you look on my post, you will see a picture with him and the MVP.
Yes.
Because she would.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I named her MVP after 3 plays.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I
Oh,
mean, it was just awesome. But it was great. Because it wasn't. Even though it was all about football, it wasn't all about football. It was about getting together with the community for a very good cause. And the Special Olympics is an amazing cause.
Yeah.
And so you can thank Christina. I had Justin in the press box with me.
Yeah.
He was helping me.
Yeah.
He was doing the binoculars, trying to help me get who made a tackle or who was running the ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when I did my famous first downs, and yes, the Chiefs do first downs, but the guy says Chiefs first down. I say it the opposite way. I say first down, and then you guys say Panthers. So I got him to say that and everything. And that was just so fun.
It was.
And, I raised some money, it gave me a sense of pride because because I have a job. I do announcing. You play football. Technically we don't have a job. We just do this, but I love doing what I'm doing. I was announcing, and Saturday wasn't me all about announcing. I was announcing, but I was helping him. I wanted him involved. So it wasn't just all about me just doing my stats and numbers. I was still doing that, but all the players and the athletes, they were out there on the field with you, and then the halftime show and the cheerleaders.
Yes.
Those girls rocked it out big
they
time.
Did. Yes, they did.
And it was amazing. When I thanked Christine, I had her come up, I had tears in my eyes because it was like, wow, this was something amazing. And there's going to be, unfortunately, there will be people out there going, oh, well, who cares? But you know what? It is a big deal. And so to be associated with them, with the Kansas City Panthers, it is even more special because I've been with the Panthers for 20 years. Now, how long have you been with the Panthers?
I have been with the Panthers. I played 11 seasons, and then this is my 5th year coaching. So 16 years I've been with the Panthers.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has. So, but I know we've kept Lashad on the sideline, so let's bring him into the game.
Put me in, Coach.
Yeah. So
Come on in.
So Lashad, when did you start playing for the Panthers?
I started playing back in 2015. That's when you first introduced me to the semi-pro because I stopped playing college ball.
So where did you play college ball at?
I played at Mizzou for a year, walk-on. I wasn't all that, But then I transferred to UCM and tried my opportunity there. It didn't pan out. So after college, I didn't know what I was going to do or ever play football again. And that's when you introduced me to semi-pro, and it changed my world. And I was like, I can do this. I'm definitely going to be doing this. And I played every year. Didn't know how I was going to do it with working at the post office and playing. But as soon as I got off work, I ran to practice. As soon as I got off work, I ran straight to a game.
Yep.
No matter how far it was.
Oh, I'm
did.
telling you,
Yeah.
you probably didn't understand why I was like trying to hurry up on Saturdays and all. And then you were like, wow, why is he doing this? Mm-hmm. And then you got involved and you were like, oh my goodness. So saying that, you were the outside linebacker.
Yep.
And then Lee was the middle linebacker.
Yes.
He was the Mike Singletary of the linebackers. And then Eshawn was on the other side.
Well, Eshawn was on the line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you talking about Curly. Curly was the other, his brother. Curly was the other outside linebacker.
Eshawn Curly. he still played on the opposite end of Lashad, didn't he?
No,
Or did he
Curly-
play on the same side as? Did he play on the same side as Curly, his brother, or did he play on your side?
Nah,
Eshawn was in the he was in the middle.
Right, that's what I'm saying. What's part of the line?
Oh, he
Oh,
was
right
in
there in the middle.
He was in the middle. He was in front of me.
So he was
yeah.
a nose tackle.
Yeah, he was in front of me.
Ah, okay. Well, anyway, so and that's why we're making fun of him, because if he was here, he could correct me, but he ain't here, so we have to give him a hard time about that. So, talk about the 2 seasons, because Panthers had a really good season in 2015. They got tripped up.
We did.
Yeah,
So-
championship game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost to the Titans.
Yeah, I remember.
You know,
I remember just
yeah.
walking out the field. I wasn't devastated about that loss because of my first year playing, and just make it to the championship. I was like, oh, I had so much fun, and I was seeing everybody so mad. I was happy to be out there playing, really,
Right.
really out there enjoying the game, and the loss didn't really matter. But coming out that second year, really determined.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that loss when we lost to the Titans. Shout out to Bo and all them.
Yeah,
Ehos
Eric.
and all them.
Yeah, Ehos. I mean, they
were good. They were a good team. I mean, and the respect that we have for each other. I mean, I sat there and I was the last one to leave. I sat there and watched them celebrate. And I said to myself, along with him, we said we'll be here next year. We'll be here again. And I think starting that 2016 season, man, I probably did something that hasn't been done or in a long time. I think I had like over 60 tackles in the first 3 games, man. I was even running over them. So yeah, I mean,
remember y'all were just talking about the Diamondbacks. I remember that one game. Remember that fumble?
oh yes,
It was like
yeah, I do.
Excuse me. Getting caught up.
Yeah, that fumble was crucial, man. It was, man.
And wasn't
Yeah.
that in Wichita?
Yep.
It was.
Because I believe I was there because I announced the game. Were we on the on that park? Were we at that park, or was that a couple of years later?
In 20, let me see.
Was that I want to say the high school field.
In 2016. I
Okay.
think-
Well, then a couple of years later,
was
we
the-
were
it was the
playing
flip.
at that park.
The flip game.
Yeah,
The
we was
coin
at
flip game.
the YMCA up there, or
It was something like that.
something like
But it was
that.
the coin flip
The
game.
coin flip, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because we played them the last game of the regular season, and, man, they put it to us, man. I mean, they tore us up tough, man, And then we had, like a 2-week break before playoffs, and then we went up there, and, it was like a back-and-forth game, going like that. And then, some nonsense happened, where they called the game, but the score was tied. So they asked us to do a coin flip. So I'm walking off the field, the last one, and Jimmy yells me down to the other side of the field and tells me we're about to do a coin flip. And for me to call it, I'm like, what? So, the first one, it was the best 2 out of 3. The first one, I got it. The second one, they got it. And then the third one,
Wait, they did I
coin
know
flip.
they did, but I didn't remember that they did 2 out of 3.
It was 2 out of 3, yeah.
I don't think I was at that one. I was at the other one where you guys got beat by them.
Okay, yeah.
But I was not at that one. So they flipped the
Man,
coin 3 times.
Flip the coin. Best 2 out of 3.
What?
Yeah.
Best 2 out of 3, and then the winner?
The winner goes to the championship.
Oh wow!
So, yeah. So it wasn't until, like I said, on that third one, I called heads. I called tails. It landed on tails, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm pointing. I'm like,
Did this really happen?
yeah. I'm like, man. So it wasn't until the coach for the Diamondbacks. Shout out to Coach Tyrone, man. That's my brother. He said, man, he came up to me and hugged me, and he said, "Lee, go win your championship." So after that, I get to the car, and I think these guys had already left, so I get to calling everybody and stuff like, "Hey, we're going to the championship," or sending out texts. So I get all these phone calls and stuff. Man, what happened? How we doing that? So I had to explain to them what happened, and
We definitely thought it was over.
yeah, we did. We definitely did. So that's when we had to play Council Bluff.
Yes,
in the championship
in Omaha.
in Omaha.
I
Yeah.
remember that. I was at that. I was
I drove.
announcing that game too. So
to that game right afterwards.
Oh yes, that's right, because you
Yep.
got there just before
Yep.
the kickoff.
Yep.
So
I was out on the sideline putting on my cleats.
Yep. So so that game, and shout out to Peabody, the Council Bluffs Spartans, man. They were a good team and stuff like that. I mean, we've been beating them since they came into the season, but this game, man, they came with a different game plan. I was like, man, what's going on? But we defense wise, we held our own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Offense, it took offense a little time to get started and things like that. I mean, I don't even think we let them get to midfield, did we?
Yeah, the game was
Yeah, the game was going.
Right.
But it wasn't until we just had a little mishap. That's how they got to the what's the name to the 2-yard line. So
Did it happen like that?
it happened.
Something like
It was
like
a pass interference in the end zone.
That's what happened.
Yeah, and
He threw
they
the
got
ball
the ball.
way
Yep.
down the. Yep.
Yep. And so they got the ball on the 2-yard line, and it still took them 4 downs. Man, we wasn't playing with them cats, man.
And now it's just all coming back to me
Yeah,
now.
it wasn't. We wasn't playing with them cats, man. And then, in the fourth quarter, we were still down 6-0, and then
Was it 6-0?
it was 6-0 all the way into the fourth quarter, and then Day and Avery,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, saw something, and they just missed it. So they came back with the same play, the very next play, and that's when Day hit Avery, you know what I'm saying, for the touchdown.
Right.
And then we got the 2-point conversion. So it was less than.
Oh, it was less than 2 minutes left,
Yeah.
because I always remember that as the play similar to Lynn Dawson, Otis Taylor in Super Bowl IV, because he caught it, spun, broke a tackle, and he was gone.
Yeah.
Up the sideline.
Yeah. It was tough, man. I mean, it was. I think.
Is that game not recorded anywhere?
I don't know if it is or not, but I know I ran to the defense, to Lashad and them. I said, man, look, we don't do special team, but this one, we all on kickoff.
Yes.
I told the whole defense, we all going out on kickoff on this one. And, they bobbled it, and I think we was able to get them inside the 5. Oh, man, I told the DBs, man, y'all better play tight man covers because we blitzing every play, and it lucked out.
And, Brian, you have that ring on note over there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's one of my regrets. I never got a ring.
You never got a ring?
You didn't?
Well, hold on. You can get
Yeah,
one.
you can still get
I'll give you the address and everything. I've got it
Yeah.
available. So we'll get it, because I didn't get the one from 2013.
Yeah.
So, and I was like,
2013.
oh my gosh. And he sent me a picture of it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to, but that one looked sharper than this one. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get that. And so now I am looking to get a third one.
Yeah, hopefully,
Yes.
we can get one. I can get one coaching, so that way I can say I
Did it
felt
as
with
a
all
player,
with all
did
3.
it as a- it did
Yeah.
it as a coach. So
Yeah.
and that's the thing, because the last 2 or 3 years for the Panthers have not been very good. I mean, struggle is an understated word in this matter.
Yeah.
But Jimmy had the faith, and he was still even after a bad year, he was like, "Man, I'm determined. I'm gonna do whatever it takes." And then it fell apart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, and then it fell apart. This year, he finally got it together, and I really think the key was to get the right coaches in here, because
It
we
was.
had some coaches,
Yeah.
but they were like part-time coaches. I mean, they showed up whenever they felt like it. The coaches are the ones that are, if Patrick Mahomes is out, kicking back at a Royals game, Andy Reid is not there with him. He's, he's in his office working on how to
Yeah.
get the Chiefs better, even though it's in the summertime. And you guys have really done an incredible job
Thank you.
with the team and how they have performed, because I have never seen such a team perform so well this year. And and shout out to Jimmy Ross, Bo Webb,
Yep.
DeWason,
Jay Robinson.
Jay Major,
Yep.
you know,
Holloway.
Holloway.
Yes, sir.
Holloway.
Yep.
Yep. And
my
you know,
guy.
there's other coaches out. So if I missed you guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bumpkin's still there. Bumpkin's still around.
Yep.
Yep.
Bumpkin.
Bump is still around.
Well,
yep.
he wasn't there at the first. I think he had something going on.
Yeah, I think work schedule or something, but yeah. But Bump, he ain't going nowhere, man. He's still around.
Yep, he is. So, you know, because actually the last few years, I was getting, you know, discombobulated about, you know, announcing.
Yeah.
You know that was something that I love to do. And when I was like, I'm tired of this, you
Yeah.
know, I'm thinking about, you know,
Yeah.
needing to go, but I am glad that I stuck around.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
So,
That's something I could piggyback up because even
Yeah.
looking from afar, you know, with my last season being back in 21, I distanced myself from it. You know, nothing from the team. I mean, nothing against the team, but it's just like, but now I can see their progression, so it could bring former players back in and build the team up even more. Not with us playing, but just to support.
Yeah.
well, I also think that one of the things that was going on why it wasn't being successful is we were trying to get the best player. We were trying to get the Juan Sotos,
We were.
and the Juan Sotos were not doing you any favors. So this year, you guys got the right player.
Yes.
The players
Yes.
that you thought that would fit. Kind of similar to the 2014, 2015 Royals. They weren't superstars.
Yeah.
You know, there was no George Brett on the team.
No.
But there were a lot of great players that blended together, and when teams decided they wanted to bully you guys, you know, you didn't fall for it, but you wasn't going to let them jack with you either.
No. I mean, they've done such a good job. You know what I'm saying? The young fellas this year, I mean, they've rose up to every occasion, every game. You know, whether we've been down or something, defense, we'll get the stop that we need, and then the offense will put it in there. You know, I mean, Jay's been doing a very good job at calling the offense this year. And then, like you said, we just got the right players this year. So,
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we are at halftime on any given Sunday on KUAW. We're going to take a quick break. We're here with LaShawn Bradford and Lee Penix, the big bad linebackers from the 2016 championship game. And we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will talk some more football.
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best sports show in Kansas City. This is Any Given Sunday on KUAW Radio, where sports come alive. Join your hosts, the awesome voice, and Coach 24. ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the best sports show in Kansas City. This is Any Given Sunday on KUAW Radio, where sports come alive. Join your hosts, the awesome voice, and Coach 24 as they dive into the latest sports news.
All right, we are back for the second half of Any Given Sunday on KUAW. We got DJ Scatter, we've got Coach 24 Darwin Penny, I'm the awesome voice, and we've got Lee Penix and Lashad Bradford. And he's showing off his Raven bag.
Eshawn, you should have been here, man.
Yeah,
so we wouldn't be having to deal with this, man.
If you were here, you would have had the seat and not the Raven bag. So let's talk about Eshawn for a minute. So let's tell us, each of you, tell us your favorite story about Eshawn.
Oh man, well with me, I've been knowing Eshawn and his brother for a long time. They grew up with my two older kids, so I've been knowing them for a long time. And Eshawn has always he has no problems asking questions. He never had. I mean, he'll ask a question if it's something that he want to know. He don't have a problem asking. Now Bo always been quiet.
Right.
Curly has always been quiet. He sit back, he observes, but he see everything. He don't miss nothing. He might not say nothing,
right?
But he don't miss nothing. So I always call Bo my quiet assassin, man. He was my quiet assassin, man. If I send him on a blitz, man, believe me, he gonna.
He
get
don't
there.
listen.
Man,
the wrong gap, boy.
That's all right, man. I had his back though. It's all good,
Man.
And then Lashad, man, when he came, man, it was just such a blessing because we was missing that piece right there at the other side, linebacker and stuff, and he filled in that gap. I mean, even if we needed pressure on the quarterback, man, he'll drop down to DN and stuff.
When
and
I put on that weight, that's where I went.
But like me, they would do whatever it took for the team to win. I mean, it was games where we went out of town with like 14 people, and it just so happened we have the right 14 people. And
how did we do that?
And we will win. We won so many games by like one score or something, man, because with us, man, defense, we don't believe in giving up that many points, man. That was we give up too many points, man. I'm
Best
mad.
believe we did though.
Right.
We gave the games with a lot of points. What's that purple team? Was it the Rhinos?
Oh, no.
Every time.
Rampage.
Rampage.
Oh,
Rapid City.
Oh my God.
Every time.
Man.
Why did I bring my family there?
Hey, I've been playing this game since I was 11 years old. Man, I ain't never got my ass whooped like that, bro.
Oh my God!
Hey.
Watching them run.
I'll tell you, they were good. So the next year, you guys made it to the championship game, and they smoked you guys, but not as bad as what they did to what was it? It was the Minnesota team that had big mouths. You probably this was probably
it the same year.
Let me see, cause
no, it was played in Omaha. It had to be about I don't think it was COVID. It was either the year before COVID or the year after. So it was either 19 or 21, and they were shooting their mouths off. And I knew the Rapid City, Rampage. They were the Rampage.
Well, they only played 2 seasons.
I know.
Yeah,
they won championship game.
Yeah, they won. It was 2017, 2018.
Right. Well, there was one where the championship game was in Wichita because they played that Minnesota team. It was the year after where they played the team from either Iowa or Nebraska.
I think it was the Iowa team.
Maybe
that was talking.
It wasn't Council Bluff.
No, it wasn't Council Bluff.
But I thought it was.
It was one of the Iowa teams.
Law Dogs?
No, it wasn't them. But this Iowa team was talking so tough because that's when I had got inducted in the Hall of Fame or whatever. Me and Tyrone and Coach Mack for the Rampage, we all got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and man, they put a whooping on that Iowa team.
Well, here was the thing. So I was going to do interviews after the game. Both teams agreed that they would do it. Anthony, the head coach.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that
Coach
guy.
Mack,
awesome.
man. Coach Mack, that's my man.
But and I still keep in touch with him on Facebook and
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
All
So I mean, he was awesome. But that other coach, after they got that beating like nobody's business,
Yes.
they avoided me like the plague. They did not, because I was gonna flat out, because normally I'm just like, look, I'm just gonna say, look, how did you guys play? Why did you did this? And not try to embarrass them. I was going to embarrass them because
Oh, man.
yeah.
Dude, they were
They were a
they were talking so much, man. They were like disrespectful with it, man. I mean, they just thought they were gonna come in the league and just take it from everybody.
Talk about the
man.
Rampage?
No. This is the team they
team
beat.
that played the Rampage.
In the championship.
game.
When it was up in
haven't-
Wichita.
I don't think I've even heard from them after that year.
I haven't either.
So
Yeah.
I think. I remember the Rampage let them in their territory twice in the game.
The whole
and
game.
none in the first half, and it was
whole
later
game.
in the second half
Yeah.
that they did a little bit. And as soon as they did, they were angry that they did that. It's kind of like Buddy Ryan when they allowed the Patriots to score a touchdown. He was that angry, and they just finished them off. And
I remember that, man. The Rampage, they were, goodness, they
I
were.
remember the last game we played them. It was a thunderstorm. And the
Yep, we
game
went
got
up there.
delayed.
Yep.
We was in the locker room for forever. Then the game finally got started, and we should have just never played.
But you know what, man? That was such a good game. We didn't even want to stop.
Yeah, because we was having fun. Because
We
was
was.
getting beat.
We was. I mean, that's one thing they knew about us, man. We wasn't going to stop until the clock hit zero, man, in the fourth quarter. So
Right.
no matter what the score said, we never gave up, man. We took it like a man, like men and whatever and stuff, even though it hurt.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and that's what the Diamondbacks did. They fought hard.
They did.
They played their butts off, and I was giving them a lot of credit. And I was going to shout out over the intercom, but I would have thought that I would have actually insulted him by saying that. There's things where you just say, look, man, you were the man, all this. But to announce it out loud for everybody else to hear, you're kind of like, you don't want to say that. So they were, unlike the Springfield Punishers, who you guys were going to play this Saturday.
Yeah.
You were actually going to go down. You're not playing them now because they've kind of quit.
Yeah.
And, every team thinks that they're going to win the championship game. It's like the NFL. Oh, the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the Kansas City. We're all going to go to the Super Bowl. Well, no, there's only two teams that can go to the Super Bowl. There are going to be some teams that have really bad records, and there's some teams that are going to have good records. But everybody goes in that expectation that they are going to have a great season. Well, obviously,
Yeah, it don't work out like that all the time. I mean, I know, the past 4 years coaching, I mean, we've had a losing record, this whole time. It's been rebuilding. It's been pretty tough, but like you said earlier, this year we got the right coaches, and then we have the right players, and it's just coming together for us. I mean, they trust us, they believe in what we teaching them, and they go out and execute on the field, man. I can't say nothing else, man. They doing it.
Right.
So
yeah.
Everybody playing for each other.
yeah.
Well, now, here's a question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
Now, he hasn't seen the team play, so I'm going
Okay.
to give him a pass.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you the question.
Okay.
The 15 and 16 Panther defense was pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Well, this year's Panthers defense is pretty awesome. Which Panther defense do you think is better?
My defense. Because we was on the field. What in the world? That ain't no trick question.
Thought you about to have to
Yeah.
think about it.
But yeah, I mean, we've had some real good years where the defense we've either led the league or was one of the top defenses in the league and stuff like that. So, and then this year, I mean, man, them them youngsters, man, they flying, man. They fast.
Yep.
You know, they get the turnovers when we need it, and things like that. I mean, they doing it, man. You know, we even got old school Ramon back out there, man.
Oh,
dude,
I.
he ain't caught. He haven't gave up a catch all season.
Oh well, that's
that's
good. Well, him and Neighbors.
Yeah,
Neighbor,
D2 is playing good too. You know,
but the thing I see about him is I remember him when he was 19 years old and he ran a sub 4.240. I mean, he smoked it.
Yeah.
And now I see him and he takes off the helmet and there's no hair because he's balder than I am.
Hey, man, hey, that's his thing.
I know,
hey,
but I'm just like,
that's a little brother right there, man.
all it did to me is go, holy mackerel! I have been in this league a long time.
Yeah, because I think when I met him, he was 19. You know, and I mean, we stayed in touch. It's been a big brother, little brother relationship ever since. I mean, you know,
This is his first year back.
First year in about
he
2 or 3.
he claimed this is his last year, so he want to finish where he started. You know, so
That's how I was.
Yeah.
I just couldn't go to
So
another team.
It's just funny that I get to call them old man now, like him, and especially Donald Jones, man. He always used to give me so much shit or whatever. But now Donald. I can call him old man now.
Oh, my, he is old.
He is old.
I bet he's still ugly too.
Angel, I remember when Angel first started. He started with us. You know what I'm saying? Now this is his final year. You know, so I get to call all them cats old man.
Now, like Lashad, he wanted to stay a Panther, so he wasn't going to switch or anything else. But there have been other players that, because Angel, he switched back from Titans to Panthers, and yes, I announced for the Titans too, and stuff like that.
Ramon left and went to the Bulldogs, and then he played with the Titans, and stuff. Then he came back and stuff. So I mean. Let me see, Donald started out with the Shockers. Yeah. And then he came over to us, you know, him and was that 2013, him and GK and Holloway and stuff. Shout out to GK, man. I ain't seen that cat in a minute, man. That was my boy right there. I used to call him West Coast for real. He from California. That's my man. You know, but, you know, they all came over in 2013, and that's when we won our first championship. That's when, you know, Willie and Dave and them from the Shockers, they merged with us and things like that. And shout out to them fellas too, man. You know, those are my brothers too, man. You know, we had good battles against each other, and we teamed up for one season, and we was able to win it that year. I mean, you know, that 2013, that was our first championship. I mean, you know, Jimmy, I know he's had a lot of teams to make it to the championships and didn't quite get it done, you know, and we was able to somehow, I don't know how, but we was able to pull it out, and a lot of luck, man. I can't deny that one.
Yep. Well, the way I look at it is just that, you know, Jimmy has been blessed, and yes, he's had some travesties on the field. You know, not winning the championship. You know, the Titans. You know. Sticking it to them, you know, in 2015, because I really thought, okay, the Panthers are a really good team. I know the Titans were good; they were undefeated, but you know, I really thought that, you know, the Panthers had a shot. And
but we only had one loss, didn't we?
Yeah, it was one or two. You had one or two.
Did
losses.
I come in at the beginning of that season?
The 2015.
That was the season you entered.
Yeah, I know, but was it the beginning of the season?
I think so. I think I got you out there as early as possible, so you.
I can't remember. I know we had at least one loss.
It was week 2 because y'all had just played a game. That game that I came to, that was the first game of the season. So
okay, all right, but so I think we finished with 14-2 that season. While the Titans were undefeated. So, yeah, man. Hey, it happens. I mean, you know. Hey.
The only thing I'm still mad about is Sean Smith not paying me for announcing that game.
Sean Smith, man.
And you know what?
My man.
Who was that?
He was a coach for the team up in Lev-
out in Kansas,
up in
Topeka.
Lawrence. Up in Lawrence.
Yeah,
He was in Lawrence,
and
yeah.
Topeka. And he wants me to do a podcast with him.
Really?
So, yeah. So,
Hey.
I mean,
Maybe
I haven't had a chance to get back with him. Or
He might pay you on the air, man. You know, you never know.
You better pay me severance.
Running his money.
Nah, it's Sean, man.
so-
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
he is. He's just a different cat. we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it in a positive manner. He's a different cat. So, but saying this, this season,
Mhm.
give your assessment on the Panthers in this season.
This season, I mean, I really believe that we can take it. I really do. I mean, you know, just stay focused, you know, keeping the guys focused and not get ahead of themselves and stuff. You know, just take it one game at a time, you know what I'm saying? And then play our game, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to the naysayers and, you know, all that other nonsense, man. Play the game that we know how we can play. And,
Yeah.
man, it's going to be real tough to beat us, man.
Now, saying this, do you think this year has been the most competitive league in a while? Because usually you get one or two and maybe a third team that you already start the beginning of the season and you go, okay, 1, 2, 3 is going to make it to the finals and the rest of the teams are just going to give it their best shot. This year, I mean, really, if you think about it,
Yeah.
I mean, in both conferences, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
you know, East Central Missouri, I'm not quite sure if they're there, but they are still playing well enough where they could win a championship, along with the other three. And
Yeah.
then you've got
Yeah.
you got the Great Plains League,
Mhm.
and you've got 3 or 4 teams over there that can go.
yeah, I mean, this year, man, it's real competitive, this league. I mean, you know, we got the 2-time champs. I mean, they're not out of it. I'm not gonna say
Right.
that. You know,
Right.
You know, you got the Bears. You know, the Falcons. They're a good team, extremely good team. You know, us then can't overlook the Cyclones, man. I mean, yeah, we beat them that first week, but man, they've
I'll
been
tell you
on a
what,
roll, man.
I'll tell you what. After that first week, I think something snapped inside of them,
Oh man,
and we did something because
Man, hey.
they have been just smoking everybody. Now, the Falcons game, that was wasn't it a last second touchdown or something?
It was. Juju threw the game winner.
No. I'm talking about the Cyclones and the Falcons.
Oh, I think it was.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
For our game, he threw it in the third quarter.
Mhm.
It was right after the Cyclones had scored and took that like 2-point lead.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
were
last minute.
they were smack talking big time because
yeah.
where I was announcing it, they were right in front, including that one guy. I was like, he was just mouthy as all get out. But I told I'm dead serious. I told Kyle, if Panthers do not score a touchdown here, they are not going to win.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of still had a little bit of the last couple of year mindset, you know, but you went right down
Yeah.
the field, you scored the touchdown, and I was like, okay, I felt better.
Yeah.
But that moment, I was a little worried.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was the last time I've been worried about the
Yeah, offense, man. I can't say enough about the offense this year, man. I mean, you know, the play calling that Jay is doing is great. You know, it's great. And then the play calling that Coach Webb is doing, man. I mean, you know, I'm learning so much from him this year that, man, it's great, man. I mean, I'm having fun just coaching, you know. I haven't had that in the past few years and stuff, but yeah, you know. So
yeah, and I totally get it. I enjoy going out to practice.
yeah,
I was like the last few years. I was like, do I really want to go? Do I really want to go?
yeah,
And it actually looked like practice
yeah,
over there when I drive by.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And I see,
you know-
over there at practice.
yeah.
But
you know?
I will give Jimmy credit. He, you know, he is down. he's down and dirty. He gets them practicing, but he makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, I mean, there's a little John, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it used to be like individualism. I said that last week. You know, I'm the best. You know, it's all about me. And this team is about team. It's not all about I am the best. It's we are the best.
Yes.
And that is a huge difference.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's one of the things that me and him and our team or whatever, it didn't matter who had the best game, you know. Like I say it all the time. I didn't care if I had one tackle or 20, as long as we win.
Right.
That's all I cared about. And
Right.
like I said, LaShawn, he was the same way. You know, I mean,
I can say I remember that game. I think it was the last year. When did the Ravens come in? Remember that?
The Ravens came in. Was it 21?
It was something like that. I remember playing them. I had like 5 or 6 sacks.
Yeah.
And we lost that game.
Yeah.
And they tried to give me the belt.
The belt.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
we just
man, we
lost.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So yeah, that's all that matters, man. The brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut out all the individuality. Do the job. Get the job done.
And in this type of environment, it is really difficult because you guys had the right players this year, not the best players, because those best players, and I love Avery too, but Avery is also like that. Diva City, you know, I am the best, you know, the defensive or offensive or whatever, you know, it's like me, you know, it's like I am happy that I brought him to the team, you know. Sometimes by myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm the stud that brought the best player, you know, all this. But it was, you know, the fact that I contribute
Yeah.
to help the team out. So that, you know, so that's what is it. And you sometimes you're going to get that way a little bit. But in this league, you always hear about the individualism, you know.
Yeah.
Me, you know, there's no I in team.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of I's that people speak out. So,
Yeah.
but but saying this, you know, I've already looked at our schedule, and we are going to probably play. We will more than likely play East Central Missouri. And we're going to play every game here until Joplin in the championship.
I used to love that.
Yeah.
We win so many games in the playoff games. Be here, closer to home. I'm like, oh yes.
Right.
Yep.
And so, you know, we'll play the Eagles. It's going to be tough.
It is.
But I think you probably got film on them because, you know, we did not play very well. We just barely beat them. It was like, what, the second game in the season?
Who, the Eagles?
Yeah.
Nah, the Eagles, when we played them this year, they wasn't fully staffed when they came down.
Right.
So we won.
But we still didn't play a great game. It was
the Eagles. It was 36-0.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was.
smack.
I'm sorry. It was the game before that.
Yeah.
So
now the Vipers.
So the Eagles game, they
Yeah.
finally snapped out of it.
Yeah,
That's my mistake. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking you. I just do the show. You
Right.
know. I'll let you guys. But saying that, we will play the Eagles, and then you're going to play a tough team because you got the winner of the Falcons and the Cyclones.
Yes.
And
So it's
you
gonna,
know,
it's going to be a rematch.
right.
No matter which one.
I just hope we don't play on that little field in Raytown.
Oh man, yeah, I hope so too. Man, that first
you know,
game of the
Raytown-
season,
Oh yeah,
we had to play at a middle school because
we played the
field-
Cyclones.
We played the Cyclones, but man, it was on a grass field, you know. And oh man, it was the field was bad. It was bad, man.
Like the fields we played on. Like that?
Well, it was
Yeah,
very
it
very
was-
thick.
Yeah, it
and
was
there
similar.
was holes like divots.
You remember we had to go play in that farm that one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
then
that.
maybe it was a little better because at least it had grass. If you landed, you wasn't going to kill yourself as much.
Yeah, but the grass was so thick, they wasn't used to picking up their feet.
Right.
They not used to picking up their feet,
well,
man.
and then there was 2 bad injuries. The
It
Cyclones
was.
had.
Oh my goodness, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I
They had a.
I
Because of the
was.
field.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he broke his leg, man. Horrible.
Christian
man.
said,
Golly.
or no, was it Christian
Goodness.
or Ragsdale? He's
That's why I
like,
couldn't do
we
it
were
no
just
more.
going for it, and he just got in the way. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I know his ankle got
And then,
rolled or something.
and then the other
but
guy
yeah,
had a
can do it.
compound fracture in his arm.
Yeah.
So
And I had to make that choice.
Yeah,
Work
man.
with football.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and sometimes you got to do that. So
Yeah.
and you love the game so much, but you have to sometimes think, what's more important and stuff.
Them kids.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and with that, we are at the end of Any Given Sunday on KUAW. Lee Penix, Lashad Bradford, the studs of the 2016 championship
He's
team.
still
Yeah,
flexing.
there
Buster's
you go.
still bigger than Lee's.
Still flexing.
Yeah, I used to be. Well, I still got the picture of me and him flexing.
Yeah.
And I had arms at that time.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know.
have
It's-
them. I don't have them anymore. So, yeah,
25.
there you go.
25,
Number
man, that's it.
25. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So,
Hold it down.
we had an awesome show tonight.
Yeah.
So, make sure that you guys, and I know, well, you have to tell your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Share it. Let everybody watch this so we can get everybody out there.
Yeah.
I definitely told him.
So.
Yeah. Hey,
With that, with DJ Scatter, George Walker, and Darwin Penny, my brother with another mother, Coach 24, and Elias over here on the
Yeah.
sideline.
Yeah, he's
Lee's
over
son.
here. Yep.
So, yep.
He's over here
Yep.
with us
Absolutely.
and stuff. So come on over here,
yep.
man.
Come on
Yep.
over. Yep.
There he is.
Yeah. There he is. So,
Yep, there he is.
um,
Wearing a Panthers jersey myself.
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
So, with that, be awesome, not angry, and you guys have yourself a phenomenal football weekend.
Thank you. You too, bro.
Peace.
Yep.